Welcome back to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, and it is April 20th of 1863 as we continue to try and defeat the South. We have taken Richmond and we're holding on to it as best we can. I've sent the 2nd Corps to try and retake Fort Monroe on the peninsula. We're going to probably continue to interact with all of these various armies there. As long as we hang on to Richmond, it looks like we do have an army coming toward the army of the Kanawha here. I guess we're going to have to go after McCall's Corps with the army of the Kanawha. We're going to need to start moving south. We do have the Army of Kentucky and McClellan's 13th Corps are in Chattanooga, ready to march on Atlanta. But we're trying to build up our supply base a little bit first, and we haven't quite done that yet. 3rd Corps is fleeing in panic. Dang, we didn't even really get to fight that battle. Not sure what happened there. Glorious victory at Hampton. So we were able to defeat Porterfield's Corps. Now the question is, are we going to be able to quickly take Fort Monroe and get it built back up? How far is my 3rd Corps going to retreat? Hopefully they stay in and around Richmond. All right, glorious victory at Fort Monroe. Now, what we need to do is we need to immediately re-garrison that fort. And then I need to rush that corps back up to be able to deal with what's happening in Richmond. So let's get a garrison of 2 brigades along with a battery to hold Fort Monroe. So it looks like the Confederates are moving to try and cut me off in Richmond. And then they're going to come in from the north, and that makes sense. I'm trying to get the 2nd Corps up there. Right now I just have an army headquarters there. I'm trying to build a couple forts, but they're not going to be done in time. I don't know if Fort Pogue's going to be able to hang on by itself against those odds. I'm probably going to have to put these guys into a forced march situation with the 2nd Corps. And then I'm going to try to do the same. I'm sending the 1st Corps down there. It looks like the 5th Corps is they're in a state of readiness now that they can get down there. So let's start sending the 5th Corps back down. 1st Corps is already on its way. 3rd Corps is not ready to move yet. Okay, here we go with the Army of Indiana again. The last time it did not go well, and it looks like this time we've got McBride's Corps and Price's Corps of the Army of Mississippi. The one difference is I've upgraded the weapons in the Army of Indiana. So now we may have a little bit better of a chance. We'll see. Okay, so we're starting out down here over on the western side of the map. We've got to attack him. It looks like there's really just the one objective. So I'm just going to try to move my army slowly, methodically toward the enemy. And hopefully we can take him on fairly even ground. All right, so we've hit the end of the day, and it looks like we've found him. He's up here dug in. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to keep one eye on him here with a couple of units of cavalry, and then send the majority of my force over around this other way and try to get around him on his flank. Okay, I've put most of my artillery over here with these 2 units of cavalry so they can start shelling the position of the enemy. We'll get these guys dismounted, and they're just there to kind of protect that artillery in case he decides to come out after it. Now we're going to send this division of cavalry up here first, and then I'm going to move the infantry in through the woods. We'll see what happens. Alright, so he's got artillery out there as well, and it looks like they're going to start opening up on mine. Okay, I've given all of my artillery counter battery fire orders. He's got me outnumbered 3-1 in artillery. Alright, we got a unit up here too. Didn't expect that. That's probably his reinforcements that came over. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep 1 brigade over here to kind of screen them. We're still going to try to make our main attack over here. But I gotta move quickly because I don't have a lot of hope for my artillery lasting long term against the amount of guns he has. Alright, McGinnis, you get over there, dismounted on this fence. Just make sure he doesn't make a move on our flank. And then I'm going to send the other 2 brigades up here. And I'm going to keep these guys moving. We'll see what he does in the meantime. These guys are going to take a pounding, but that's kind of what I have to do. Hopefully he'll focus his guns on my cavalry and not on my guns. Let's see what's happened so far. Alright, I've lost 18 guns. He's only lost 5. That is not at all good. Second battery's losing a lot of men. Alright, let's dismount and get these guys up to the fence. Yeah, I don't like the fact that these guys are already unstable and they haven't even gotten into combat yet. Alright, he is making a move on these guys. They're stable so far, but I don't know how long McGinnis is going to hang on in this spot. So far, so good. Thankfully, he's only sent 1 brigade. I've got to move fast. Yeah, I'm losing a lot of guns over here. Look at all that artillery. Alright, send out skirmishers. What are we waiting on here, guys? I guess it's too late for skirmishers, huh? Alright, now he's shifting. To confront my attack. Man, artillery took a pounding. Still don't think we can send up skirmishers now. Maybe these guys can. Oh boy. Brooks is whipped. We already knew that. He didn't have anybody left. Alright, sure. Push forward. Let's bring the cav around. Try and get as much fire on these guys as possible. That artillery still... Man, they're in parapets. That's full-on fortification right there. Alright. Casualties pretty even. I've lost 25 guns. That's half my guns. Man. Morale wasn't good to start. It's only 33 right now to his 50. Push forward, guys. In fact, I'm going to give him an attack order. Same with Schurz. Keep pushing forward with the cavalry. And I'm going to bring Rowley up here. drove off those guns. How are we doing over here? Man, he's lost a... Oh, that's the whole division. Hold on. McKenzie has lost 700 men. He's not going to hold on forever. Got those Sharps carbines, which is nice. How's Davis doing? He's got to be close, too. Yeah, see, I don't know how he's hanging on. He's got more casualties than he has men. He's lost over 50%. How has he not been driven off yet? Jeez. We're low on ammunition, too. That's not good. Push forward, guys. What are you doing, Shurs? Come down here. I give them the AI order, and instantly they become idiots. Oh, the minute I moved that brigade out from behind cover, he got torn up. Shurs, get your people down here, man. No, the AI order never works. Alright, we broke one. That's good. Bernard B's broken. Lovell, commander of 2nd Brigade's been wounded. Try to rally him. How on earth is Davis still fighting? He's up over 60% casualties now. That's crazy. Yeah, this is still not going well for the Army of Indiana. We're gonna have to send reinforcements to this army. I don't know what Heckman's doing. Seems like the minute I gave the AI orders, I lost this battle. I gotta stop doing that. It just never works. Alright, casualties pretty even. About 5,000, 5,500. Lost a lot of guns. Did not end up well for me, though. But the good news is that I can replenish these numbers quicker than he can. So I think what we need to do now is we need to rapidly add some more units to that army. Get some new batteries. That's one thing we can do that he can't, is replace men. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by transferring some men from the Army of Tennessee up to the Army of Indiana. Let's take the Special Forces Division. Who else do we got here? I'm going to send Samuel Tappan's division up to the Army of Indiana. Now, I'm wondering if the Army of Indiana's commander... he's doing all right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these guys and transfer them over to Meade. So this will give them significantly more. And it'll only take them 3 days to get there. So I think that'll help a lot. Alright, and on top of that, I'm going to also add a couple of new batteries to the Army of Indiana. I don't know why we got 2 that are called the 4th Battery, but we'll fix that and rename one of them as the 2nd Battery. We're going to recruit a whole new division there, which we will upgrade their weapons. We can do that with one button. There we go. Now they've all got Springfields. We also added a 6-pounder Whitworth, which I'm actually going to just disband because I don't want more artillery there. All right, that'll give Sherman a total of 33,000 men when the time comes. I think that ought to be enough to be able to deal with this. All right, here we go. So we've got the 5th Corps of the Army of the Potomac running into Walthel's Corps of 3,000 men, but he's got reinforcements fast approaching, and we do as well. So this is going to end up a pretty major battle, and it's a pretty significant battle because if I lose this, that's going to probably cost me Richmond, so I need to hold on here at Fredericksburg. Okay, so here's the situation. We are on the Fredericksburg Battlefield. We control most of the map. We're actually in a position where we could defend. He's going to be coming in from the south on this map. So I think what I need to do is I just need to set up defensive positions. This division here is in a double line. I'm going to switch them to a single line. And then I think we can pretty well sit tight. Okay, well somehow he snuck in behind me. I've been sitting here watching this approach over here, and there's a brigade, at least one brigade, coming in from behind, and my reinforcements haven't yet arrived. So thankfully I've got cavalry out here on the wings, so we'll send Pleasanton down to try and cut those guys off. And let me pull another cavalry brigade over here. Not a lot happening out on the left flank right now. Oh, I spoke too soon. Here comes a brigade coming down the left flank now. Stoneman, it's kind of an interesting way that he's got everything divided there. Falmouth was lost. Where the heck is Falmouth? Right here. Dang. So he's really got forces everywhere. We have reinforcements on the way, and they'll come in from one of those spots, so we'll just send them to deal with Falmouth when the time comes. All right, there's at least a whole division back there. The cavalry brigades are coming in. We got Keim in position. Pleasanton's coming down. And now here comes the attack on our right. Second Brigade's there. Norwegian Raiders are here. Danish Berserkers there. Buell needs to move his men forward, I think, but for now I guess we'll be okay. Alright, here comes Pleasanton. No, Pleasanton, you need to stop right there, buddy. Get dismounted and poured into his flanks. Andrews is moving into position up here. We should have a pretty good amount of fire on him there. Hopefully we can stack up this division a little bit so we don't have to take on all three brigades at once. So far so good. Swedish guards have a perk upgrade. Let's give them sharpshooters. Man, this is going to be pretty heavy over here. Might be inclined to send the row of redcoats up to pour into their flanks. Stoneman, get your men firing long range. Actually, he's from Scammon's division. Let's get them long range too. How are we doing so far? Looking good. 2,600 enemy casualties already. Oh, geez, there's another division coming up from this side. Okay. That's a bit of a problem. That's a real problem. Pleasanton's caught there. Where are my reinforcements? Let's take a look at the order of battle for a second here. We're waiting on the 3rd Corps. They're still 3 hours away, and they're going to arrive from Stafford Courthouse. And that doesn't help me a whole lot at the moment. Alright, interesting. It looks like a Confederate brigade charged in over here and got broken. Hopefully Mansfield can get his people figured out here. Let's pull this other cavalry brigade over here from the center. We gotta hang on for 3 hours. Oh boy, one of our brigades just broke too. That's bad. We can't lose this battle. Cannot. I'm concerned about Pleasanton's situation here. He actually might be able to go ahead and turn around now. 7th New Hampshire, to the rescue. Why are they facing that way? Oh, he's facing off against the skirmishers there. Darn it. Alright, they're pulling back. Now maybe he'll turn. There you go. Another unit. Oh, that's the same one that had already broken. Who was wounded? McReynolds, commander of the Swedish Guards. That's right here. Alright, first Cav, you gotta move up. Pleasanton needs to turn back around. There's a lot of artillery firing on him. Alright, how's Andrews doing? They're stable. Greg's firing. Alright, you know what? Here's what we need to do here. Mount up. Go over and deal with that battery. There's actually 3 batteries there. And just 1 unit of infantry. How are we doing, Long? 7th New Hampshire, so far so good. Alright, here we go. Ride in and take them out. Hopefully he can take them out before he gets fired on by the other 2 batteries. And they screw him up. Alright, 1 down. Now the batteries are turning. They're going to go after him. Let's try and take out another one. His army commander's over here. That's interesting. Alright, Stoneman. Just attack with your whole division. You got the numbers over here. 2nd Cav, stable so far. This is still a mess over here. How are we doing, 7th New Hampshire? Pretty good. Inflicting more casualties than they're taking. That's always a good sign. Okay, we've taken out the batteries, and now we're in a really nice situation here where we've got McCulloch's brigade surrounded. He's got no choice but to move forward. Alright, so let's do this. Oh, we can't move the whole division because he's got a brigade over here. 7th New Hampshire, still doing their thing. They've inflicted almost 400 casualties on Bragg's brigade, taking less than 300. These guys have lost... Oh, that's the whole division, I was going to say. Swedish Guards, 600 losses. Alright, the situation is resolved on this side. So let's go ahead and take Scannon's division now. All 4 brigades and bring them over here. What are we looking at here? 3rd Corps, still 2 hours away. Sheridan's lost 1,600 men. Scott's lost 2,600. Just looking around to make sure there's nothing else I don't see. There goes Pleasanton, he broke. Interesting, these guys haven't lost a man. down to 27 rounds of ammunition, though. Alright, and Stoneman. Let's bring Stoneman over here. Basically pulling back my whole left flank. Because if I can drive off a few brigades, I won't even need my other corps. I'll have pushed this to a victory. Man, 7th New Hampshire. They have done incredible work over here, holding off an entire division for quite a while now. But they're not going to hold them off forever. They're taking casualties from multiple units now. Alright, can we bring over the batteries now? Let's do that. Hayes, Norwegian Raiders, they've lost 1,100 men. But the Danish Berserkers to their left have lost basically none. There goes Long. 7th New Hampshire did an incredible job in a really difficult situation. They held off an entire division for hours. Come on, Wilcox. Get your men here. Norwegian Raiders, Hayes has been wounded. They're about to break too. They've lost 1,200 men. Man, rough day on my right flank. And now here comes the problem. These guys are starting to push through. And now here comes another Confederate brigade. Buell was wounded, the commander of the 4th Division. This is a mess. I'm still pushing toward victory, but I'm collapsing all over the place. He outmaneuvered me. Wilcox has arrived. About time, dude. About time. Well, while we wait for Wilcox to move into position, I'm going to try to throw something together over here with my cavalry to deal with these guys. Got artillery here, the Albany Saints. 14-pounder Jameses. Looks like it's working. Now let's try to organize something here. Oh, that's artillery. Alright, how about we dig Morgan in along this creek here? Oh, 2 Morgans. George W. Morgan. Morgan. That's interesting. Alright, there's Mansfield. So we have a Morgan in command of those guns, too. Oh, they're everywhere. But we're still in a good position to win. There's a Confederate brigade here that's broken. Some of his men are starting to withdraw. That might push this into victory column without me even having to fight anymore. Which is good because I'm in a bad situation over here. I think some more of his men just arrived. Alright, so here's the situation. We're at 76,000 to his 44,000. He's lost 20%. He's lost 40 guns. He's got 45. We've got 160. It's a good situation overall, even if it doesn't seem like it at the moment. I think at this point, probably what we need to do is just tell the entire 5th Corps to fall back. Same with the 1st Corps. Let's pull everybody back as the 3rd Corps moves up. And hopefully we can disengage enough to where we can get a chance to redeploy at the end of the day. So James Denver, who commands the Danish Berserkers, has been killed. And they're kind of holding off what looks like maybe 3 divisions while we attempt to withdraw to a better defensive position. And there goes Denver, he broke. I'm not sure why some of these divisions aren't pulling back. But it's an absolute debacle right now on the Fredericksburg Battlefield. But we're still winning. Okay, we have reached the end of the day, which is about the best news we possibly could have gotten. Here's the situation now. 11,600 casualties for me, 13,000 for him. But of course we have the numbers. 65 to 45 is the estimated that are actually on the field. So now we've got to try and organize some kind of a battle line to take these guys on. Okay. So we're going to have Sheridan's 5th Corps on the right. We're going to have Winfield Scott's 1st Corps in the center. And then our main attack is going to come by the fresh 3rd Corps over here on the left. In fact, I'm going to go ahead. No, you know what? I should learn by now. Don't listen to the little voice in my head that says, use the AI, use the AI. It never works when I do. So let's not do that. We're just going to give each division their orders to move forward. Scammon has 10,000 men available to him, so we're going to send him up in support of this attack. I'm getting aggressive because I know we're getting closer to ending this war. And I know I've got the numbers on him. So much like Grant in 1864, I'm going to try to bleed him dry because I know that I can replace my losses and he can't. Looks like he's trying to pull back. So we're in a position now where we can maybe try to pursue a little bit, but I think he's probably retreating, or he's going back to some defensive position somewhere. Though he can't win that way, he's got to be on the offensive. So let's try to pursue as best we can. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that, but oh well, that'll work. Alright, there's the official word. He is retreating. So we did all that, finally got in a position where we could redeploy, and he retreated. It's a major victory. We wiped out about a quarter of the Confederate Army under Joe Johnston. We lost about a little more than an eighth of ours. So those are numbers we're willing to tolerate. This saves the position around Richmond. This will allow me to get my men back down, my army back down to Richmond. And now we can reinforce those forts and hopefully hang on to Richmond and focus on what's happening out west. Okay, glorious victory at Fredericksburg. This is now, you can see how many units he's got in and around Fredericksburg. It's just crazy. Let's give the 5th Corps their new perk. And give them Balloon Corps. Alright, we need to get both of these units down there, although their readiness is not quite there yet. He's down to 30 national morale. If we could take a couple more cities, especially Vicksburg and Atlanta, that might be enough to do this. But that'll be for the next episode. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below. We'll be back again real soon. Thanks for watching.